Now, I'd like to introduce Katina Taylor. She's the president of the ESP chapter of the Minneapolis Federation of Educators.
Thank you, Monica. Good morning, everyone. My name is Katina Taylor, C-A-T-I-N-A, last name Taylor, T-A-Y-L-O-R. I am an educator in Minneapolis Public Schools and the president of the Educational Support Professionals chapter of the Minneapolis Federation of Educators. Let me make one thing crystal clear before we go any further. We need ICE out of Minneapolis now. We need ICE out of Minnesota now. We need ICE away from our schools now. Since arriving, ICE has been a dangerous and out of control force, putting every Minnesotan in danger. A mother was murdered. An elementary school was forced to lock down. Grown men used pepper spray on terrified high school students on school property. And that was just on Wednesday. This is the opposite of protecting our kids. This is the opposite of keeping the peace. Nothing about this is okay. Nothing. As educators, we give everything that we have to support and protect Minnesota's next generation. We need our federal government to do the same. Our schools should be a safe place for students and educators to learn and work. As long as ICE is in Minnesota, we won't be safe. Nope. On this day of mourning, our hearts go out to Renee Good and her family. To make sure no one else has to suffer this devastating loss, ICE needs to stay away from all of our schools starting today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Katina. Next, I'd like to introduce Chris Erickson, the president of the St. Cloud Education Association.
Thank you, Monica. My name's Chris Erickson, C-H-R-I-S-E-R-I-C-K-S-O-N. And I'm a media specialist in St. Cloud, but currently serving as a full-time release president of the St. Cloud Education Association. I'm here today to talk to you about the toll the unlawful ICE activity is taking near our public schools and the anxiety and fear it has caused our students and educators. The anxiety when educators walk into their classroom each morning, unsure of whose desk will be empty that day. The fear as they load their students onto the bus at the end of the day, not knowing whether that child will return to their family or to an empty house. The worry for their own safety and their colleagues. This constant worry is actively harming our staff and our students. It has changed the shape of our workday as we've put new protocols in place to try and keep everyone safe. Next week, we're scheduled to have parent-teacher conferences. This is a vital time for us to discuss our students' academic progress with parents. But right now, we're looking at doing parent-teacher conferences differently because many parents do not feel safe coming to our schools because of the fear of being taken away from their schools, their homes, and their workplaces. I had a special education teacher who works with students with physical and cognitive disabilities, and she shared with me that one of her students stated in a message to her, "I'm afraid to go to school." This came from a student who's always excited to come to school and who needs to be at school. We have other educators who need to go to students' home to work with some of our most vulnerable students. And they are now reporting to me that some families are refusing to open the door, and others are unenrolling their children. Public education is a right, and every child in Minnesota deserves to attend a public school that is safe and welcoming. But that cannot happen as long as ICE remains in Minnesota. They need to leave our state, and they need to leave our schools now. They need to leave us alone. Thank you.